Hi, I'm Katie, and today I'm going to show you how I make these super sparkly coasters. You can use this technique with almost any color and it will definitely turn out super pretty. So I've sped up the video so it doesn't end up taking too long, but I will explain everything that I'm doing. So to start with, I've used many different mixtures. The glitter one is a mixture I made with several different shades of blue and chunky holographic glitters that I mix in just enough resin so it will pour from the cup. There's also this deep blue shade made with sky blue, black pearl, and satin blue mica pigments. The transparent blue made with the Brewery's alcohol ink in shade Lake Blue, and the white made with Pinata white alcohol inks. And I'll just start by putting the glitter mixture right along the outside of the coaster. I'll try to make it pretty even all the way around, and it typically would just spread out and even itself out if you do like a pretty decent job at that. So I'm just gonna scrape the rest of that mixture out of the cups. I filled that in because that little drop did fall there and I want it to just be uniform with the outside. Added a little bit more to that spot there because it was a little bit thinner than the rest. And then I take this Lake Blue shade and I'm going to cover the entire middle part of each of these coasters. It typically is about half of one of those cups it takes to do this part. So I do mix a couple of these cups before I start, so they're all ready to go. This deep blue, you want to pour it right into the center, and you want to pour it from kind of high up, so as it's pouring down, it hits the bottom. And then you're going to take the white shade and you're going to do the same thing. And again, it's really important that you do it from a little bit high up so that the weight of it goes all the way down to the bottom of the coaster. And then back to the transparent blue shade again. And you're gonna pour it right into the center again, just like those other ones. And then we're going to keep going through these shades again. As you pour each of these colors in, it's going to push the previous colors away from the center, as you can see. But because of the way the resin works and because the pigments each kind of weigh differently inside of the resin and interact differently, they're all going to settle with really cool effects. So we're going in with the white again here, and the white is really what I think makes the coolest effects because it's heavier than the rest of the pigments, and part of it will go down to the bottom and some of it won't. So on the flip side, when we demold them, it will really have a lot of depth. So we're going in with the transparent blue color again, and I'm working really hard here to make sure I'm holding that cup up high so it really gets down to the very bottom, because I want the middle of these ones to be quite transparent. You can already see how much they've settled a bit. For this color here, all I did was add clear into one of the cups I was already using with the Lake Blue shade, and I just mixed it up again really well. So it still is with that Lake Blue shade, but it is far more transparent than the previous ones that I used. And I use my heat gun here to make sure that all the little air bubbles get out of it. You don't want to use a torch when you're using silicone molds because it will melt your silicone mold to your resin. So here I noticed that some of the black pigments from that dark blue shade I was using, there were some small chunks. So I used a popsicle stick here to try to scoop some of them out. So it's really important to make sure you mix your shades really well so this doesn't happen, but unfortunately it did for me. So then I used this same popsicle stick to make little swirls in the center of this one, and this will just change how the depth looks in the middle. I only did this on 2 of them so I could see the difference between the swirly ones and just the ones that I left to get to the center on their own. And I used my heat gun again, make sure any extra air bubbles got taken out. And that is it for the base layer. So now I'm just going to cover them up, and I demolded them and sanded them and did an extra clear coat on the opposite side, and this is how they turned out. So that's one of the swirly ones there, and then this one is one that I did not do the swirls in. You can see the difference there, it just makes a really interesting effect. As I said before, they're super pretty in many colors, so here's another set that I did in pink. And that's it for this video, so thank you if you watched all the way to the end.